Ware's the 13th best senior in the country. Center. Rated the 13th best center in the country. Okay. All right. What might very well be the marquee matchup of the semifinal round here at the Mississippi Coliseum. It's the Starkville Yellow Jackets, 26-4. The Wayne County War Eagles, 32-1. The War Eagles riding a 27-game winning streak. It's the Class 5A boys semifinal. Wayne County, the #1 team in the state. Starkville, the preseason #1. This is going to be a dandy of a game. Why? We have 4 dandy dozen players on display in this one. Josh West alongside David Sanders, Gavin Ware, and Jacoby Mobley for Starkville highlight the Yellow Jackets, and Gator Worsham, Rayford Gator Worsham, and Avery Woodson highlight a Wayne County War Eagle team looking for back-to-back 5A titles. It's time now for us to take a look at our starting lineups, and for the Wayne County War Eagles, a team that is sporting that 27-game winning streak, a 32-1 record. They will start at a guard, Alexander Lacey, a 6-foot senior. Joining him in the backcourt will be Svante Slater, 5'9", and a senior. And then you get and look at some of the post players before we go to those dandy dozen players. LaFonso Smith, 6'7", and a senior. And then Rayford Gator Worsham, 6'3", and a senior, a dandy dozen player, extremely unselfish player that actually does better when he's not scoring. And then Avery Woodson, a 6'2" senior, one of the top shooters in the state of Mississippi. That's a look at Coach Norman's squad for Coach Greg Carter's Yellow Jackets. They want to bounce back after a disappointing game against Callaway, a loss in the North State Finals. They will start Mike Brand, a 5'9" senior. Joining him will be Stephen Brand, a 6'2" senior. And then you see Gavin Ware, 6'8" senior, listed as the 13th best center in the country. Jacoby Mobley, that very good shooter, just like Avery Woodson, a 5'11" senior, dandy dozen pick. And then Torrey Rice at 6'5" and a senior. It's Wayne County at Starkville. It's a matchup we've been looking for since this tournament began. We'll take a break. We'll come back with Coach David Sanders' thoughts when we return here on the MHSAA Network.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the MHSAA network, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
A storied rivalry, 2 great programs. Wayne County, the defending 5A champions, as they knocked off Lanier last year in the title game, 82-74. You don't have to look very far back to see that Starkville won it as a 6A team, 57-51 over Meridian. David, Wayne County comes out in their white. Starkville comes out in their black. They're going to get up and down the floor. This is going to be a fun game, and I can only hope, and the fans are hoping, it's going to be filled with tons of high-flying offense.
Oh, yeah, this should be a very good game. Both of these teams, I think, start out the season ranked 1 and 2 in the state, and they both had really good seasons. So this game is going to come down to a lot of athletic play and get some really good players.
Jumping it up will be the 6'7" LaFonso Smith. He's going to be going up against Big Ware, Gavin Big Ware, the senior. And you can tell why. He's 6'8", and he is a force to be reckoned with. The black and gold of Starkville, the white, blue, and orange of Wayne County, and we'll jump it up again. So once wasn't good enough. You know, we had overtime in that last game, 50-46. I don't think anybody would be content tonight with just 32 minutes of these two teams.
Oh, no.
Here's the tip into the backcourt, controlled by Starkville. Here we go. Mobley on the left side, and the drive by Brand.
It's going to be an interesting matchup down low with Gavin Ware and the big man from Wayne County.
We'll see both of these teams come out and play tight man defense. The drive. Ware steps back for a 17-footer, no good. Rebound tapped around. War Eagles have it underneath, but have it taken away. Good job that time by Mike Brand. Back to the big guy, and he flushes it home. Well, that's what we expect to see, and we got it early.
Oh, yeah. Very easy basket for the big man set up by us. Danny does a point guard.
The drive of the left hand, the finish. Gator Warsham. So we've seen buckets by 2 of the 4 Dandy Dozen players, and we're off and running. Quick hands and a steal. Here come the War Eagles. LaFonso Smith, check that to the bucket. The miss that time by Woodson, but the stick back good. Alexander Lacey puts it in. Goes by Alex, and he's got 2. War Eagles defensively wreaking havoc right now.
Oh, yeah, they're moving the basketball.
The drive to the rim and the finish by Lacey. He's got 4. Huh? Whoa, Coach, wow. This is what I was talking about. We're in for a treat.
Oh, yeah, really good game so far.
The drive inside, Ware lost it, got it back, and was fouled. Grabbed by Lacey. Along the block left side, we've seen a couple of dunks. We've seen some steals. We've seen transition buckets. And Alex Lacey, the senior, picks up his first.
Right there, Lacey had his big man, LaFonso Smith, running the floor, and I was wondering why he didn't give it up to him, and I saw that. He said, I got a chance to go in here and give me a good finish, and that's what he did.
A 3 ball from the right wing by Mike Brand, and a foul that you never want to commit.
Yeah, you never foul the jump shoot off. Seen many players go to the bench for that right there, especially this early in the game. Let's see if he can knock down some shots.
Mike Brand was fairly quiet at North State, but there were only 4 players that were doing all the scoring at North State. Brand had just 4 points against Provine, a couple of points against Callaway. Steps up and misses his first free throw.
I'll tell you what, 5A is just stocked with a lot of talented teams. And it's unfortunate that so many of them don't get a chance to get here. You got teams like Lanier and Provine that were top 10 teams all year long, and they didn't get a chance to make it to the big house.
Usually it's your league, 6A, that's the tough one. Has 3 missed free throws, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Starkville. Well, not many times you're going to see a guy that can shoot it like Mike Brand can, step up to the line and miss 3. That just shows you the magnitude of this moment. You've got to be able to control your nerves.
Oh, yeah, really big free throws there. He stepped up and missed all 3 of them, but he's going to have a chance to help his team down the stretch.
Wow, back door, the alley-oop wouldn't fall. You could see that coming from a mile away. Avery Woodson nearly went up and got it up around the rim. Here comes Starkville now, the basketball. Mobley loses his dribble. Right on his hip that time is Svante Slater. Here's the drive, and going up with the right hand, wave it off. A foul called on the floor. They're going to call this foul on Avery Woodson. So we've been able to say 3 of the 4 Dandy Dozen players. Avery Woodson, the 6'2" senior, who is verbally committed to Southeastern Louisiana. You don't want to call his name for that reason early.
Oh, yeah, he picked up his second foul there. That's a huge foul for the team. But I think Wayne County's a pretty deep team. Let's see if somebody comes in and steps up in this spot.
And that was actually his second, so Woodson picked up 2 quick ones. I had just not noted the first and all the mayhem of the early start of this game. So that was 2 on Avery Woodson. The senior sits down. And so a shocking start for him. Another foul. This is on Gator Worsham. He picks up his first. So the 2 Danny Dozens for Wayne County have a combined 3 fouls.
Yeah, and that's definitely what you don't want to see early in the game. You don't want to see your stars picking up fouls. So hopefully they can, both of them can maintain here and kind of get some playing time, because we came to see those guys play.
Rice had only 4 points against Callaway, but he had 14 points against Provine. He was a big reason why they were able to eliminate a Provine team who had been to the Big House, what was it, 10, 11 times in a row? They had been here in this state tournament.
Yeah,
first time in a long time.
It was 11 times in a row, 4 championships. So it was a really good, nice run there by Coach Luke Corral.
Delonte McDonald is checked in for the War Eagles and has it deep left wing. McDonald off a ball screen, elevates for the left elbow. His shot was partially blocked, and Ware grabbed the rebound. 2-point game. Here come the Jackets, the drive. And stopping, losing the footing, bodies to the floor, crashing to the hardwood. It's out of bounds, last touch by Starkville.
Good job by the officials there, kind of letting the guys play a little bit. It's going to be some contact in this game. Both of these teams are physical, so you can't call every touch foul, or we're going to see the stars sitting down real early.
You remember when we could hit the floor like that, not even feel it? Now we'd be crippled.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the spin. Left hand. Tough shot, wouldn't go. But just the fact that he was able to attempt it and get it off smoothly was impressive enough.
Really good move there by the young man. Didn't get the basket, though.
Deep three, no good that time by Stephen Brand. War Eagles off and running in transition. Here is Lewis around the horn. The drive by Lacey, lost the basketball. Starkville's got it. Yellow Jackets on the move. Pass inside. They were looking for the big guy, trying to get him posted up. Rice. And a held ball. And it will be Wayne County basketball. We see a couple of new faces checking in. Gary Myers into the ball game. Also checking into the ball game will be Raymel Everett, the junior. We see the depth of that Wayne County bench. They can run everybody at you. Everybody's going to get playing time. And there comes a point where that's going to have to wear on Starkville to some degree.
Oh, yeah, they got a lot of really good players down there. And they did a good job of rotating them in and out. That's why I don't think Woodson's 2 fouls will really hurt them. They got a lot of good guards that can step in and help them.
Here's the jumper by Raymel Everett. In and out. The rebound pulled in by Jacoby Mobley. The senior drawing interest from southeastern Louisiana. Murray State and UTEP elevated from the parking lot and missed. They said he had Whataburger range. I'll explain that later. Here's a scooping layup, double clutch, no good. Battle for the loose ball, getting it back and sticking it up but not going. Again was McDonald, and there's a foul. Well, they call a held ball. Well, back to the point I was making, Whataburger range. If you're familiar with here at High Street in Jackson, just down from the fairgrounds, there's a Whataburger on the exit near the interstate. Well, they're saying he's got that kind of range, so that kind of puts it into perspective. He can shoot it from a long ways away.
Oh, yeah, I saw him over there against Provine when they played in the North State. And he was shooting it from all over the gym. And there's a really nice, smooth stroke.
A 3 from the wing by Mike Brand. After he missed the 3 free throws, he knocks in the triple. And McDonald pushing. Wayne County down a point. Right hand hook shot, turning left shoulder by Gary Myers.
Really good shot there. The hook shot is another lost art in the game. And he got the shot over Gavin Ware there, who's a really big player. But if you go quick with the hook shot, you got a good chance of getting it off.
The ball slipped right through Mike Brand's hands and then right through Torrey Rice's hands. War Eagles were right there at the point of attack, but nonetheless a missed opportunity for the Yellow Jackets. 8-7 lead for the War Eagles. Wayne County going to slow it down.
A lot of talent on the floor right now. Both teams are really struggling right now, but it's a lot of talent out there, and it's hard to get the shot off when both teams are real talented.
And a foul at the top of the key and a fist pump going down for Gator Worsham. He baited Torrey Rice that time and got the call he was looking for.
You can tell the nerves are coming out now. There's twice that we've seen three-point shooters fouled here early in the game, and those are really mental mistakes there. Both teams have to settle down here and start playing smart basketball.
The first free throw is up and short, no good for Worsham, who averages 13.6 points per game. the second free throw coming up right here is up, and this one is good. 3 points now for Worsham. But again, the thing about Gator is that his coach talks about what of an unselfish player he is. They actually, Coach Norman says they're even a better team when he is not scoring. That says a lot about the way he facilitates.
Oh yeah, and when you have a team as big as they are, he can use his ability to draw double teams and pass the basketball to get other guys real easy baskets.
Here's the drive by Stephen Brand, right to the rim, missed the layup, high for the rebound. Goes Don Lewis. War Eagles in transition to the bucket. An extra step that time by Lewis. He was able to finish, but again, give the Yellow Jackets credit to get back and play good defense.
Yeah, I don't really like that call there. I think the young man used to utilize the Euro step there, and a lot of the officials these days call it as a travel, but it's really not a travel. But it's a good move there, and I think it's one of those moves that is really making the game special these days.
Where the miss, but a rebound and a block from behind. Here come the War Eagles. Worsham right to the rim. Big time block. Out of nowhere came Jacoby Mobley, but a foul on Mobley will be his first.
Really good leap there by Jacoby Mobley. Got over there and challenged this shot. I think his coach right now is telling him, you got to be a little smarter in that situation. You got to get over there and take the charge. He wanted to make a spectacular play, and he did, but he sent Worsham right back to the line for 2 free throws here.
Worsham, the lefty, fires and puts it in. You know, right now, Worsham, what he's doing right now, he's taking over the game. He's dictating the tempo. He's slowing down this Starkville offense, and he's pinning fouls on some star players. Getting a lot of things accomplished at once.
Oh yeah, and anytime you're struggling to score, it's the great scorers and the great players that can get to the line and get the team some points, even when you're not playing really good.
Mobley creating an open opportunity for Brand, who misses. Rebound tapped out. Lewis got a fingertip on it, and now he's going to be able to go one-on-one to the rim, and Mobley just picked up his second personal foul.
Yeah, and that's going to be big for them. He's their main ball handler. He's a facilitator, and he's hustling him on the other end. You can't knock him for his hustle, but at the same time, he's got 2 fouls, and it's really going to be something that I think affects Starkville here in the early going.
War Eagles, I believe, when you look at their bench and you look at their substitution patterns, that they have more depth.
Oh yeah, they definitely have more depth. They have guys coming in the game now, and coach is he's really comfortable with these guys coming off the bench. He's still subbing guys in, and you got to remember, he got a Danny Dozen player over there on the bench right now with 2 fouls. So they hadn't had a drop off here yet at all.
Alfonso Smith checks in. 12-7. Make it 13-7. Lewis, who averages just over 5 per game. 2 for 2 start from the stripe. Wayne County is up by 6. Here come the Yellow Jackets. Skip right side Brand, and Brand took an extra step. Well, right now, Starkville a little bit out of sorts, and I'm not sure exactly what triggered it, but all of a sudden, the War Eagles are the team that has really settled into a nice rhythm.
Oh, yeah, and Brand traveled that first time they didn't call it, so I guess he wanted to give the official another chance to call it. But number 22 from Starkville, I'm not sure the young man's name. I think it's Gandy, last name Gandy. He's a really good shooter. He got hot over there against Provine in the North State, and he knocked some shots down. So look for him to come in and knock some shots down for Starkville.
You're right, Ravante Gandy, the junior. Here's a deep 3. Gandy on cue, but couldn't finish. And the rebound, Lewis. Lewis with speed to burn, attacking to the hoop, missed it, but the follow and going up, blocked, and they'll say a jump ball, but a good follow by LaFonso Smith. And the basketball will stay with Wayne County on the baseline. Checking in will be Raymel Everett. Also back in is going to be Gator Worsham after a breather. Checking out will be Gary Myers. Also checking out will be Don Lewis. The War Eagles just run waves of white at you.
Oh, yeah, and they put Woodson back in the game. He's got 2 fouls. It's a gamble here by Coach, but I think he wants to get his team jump-started with some scoring.
Woodson to the hoop for 2. Are you sure you're not what's it, Back to the Future? You haven't. You're right on cue right now. It's kind of scary what you're doing. Everything's on cue. Everything you're saying is happening right after you say it.
I don't know a lot about but I think I know a little bit about this game of basketball. So.
I would agree. I think we didn't just find you standing on the side of the street with your thumb out. 15-7. Woodson going to come right back out, though. They're going to try to bring him in for offense whenever they can. They know that he's going to have enough body control to probably prevent an offensive foul to pick up his third, but he's out. And now you've got Wayne County an 8-point lead. It's amazing how they have quieted half of this crowd, one of the best crowds we've seen, and then just been able to just kind of take Starkville out of their game.
Oh, yeah, they've done a good job here of rotating players in. They, like I said, they're one of the deepest teams I've ever seen in the state of Mississippi as far as talent. They go 10, 11, 12 deep, and so they've done a good job here controlling the tempo.
Down to 7 seconds. Here's Worsham, the three. Long, no good. Rebound by Brand. 2 seconds left. Trying to get it off before time expires. Took an extra step and traveled as the first quarter comes to a close. A 15-7 lead for the Wayne County War Eagles. Well, fans, you thought that first quarter was entertaining? Well, how about owning not only the first quarter, but all 4 quarters at least of this one? You can buy a DVD of the game. You can go to www.misssaa.tv. You can buy that DVD copy. You know, all the family and friends of these teams, also all the players, they're going to want one of those mamas, daddies, aunts, and uncles, grandparents. This is something you can enjoy for a lifetime. If you call yourselves a Yellow Jacket or War Eagle fan, this is one of those games you're going to want to have a copy of because you're going to be talking about it for a long time. Glad you're with us tonight here on the MHSAA Network. 15-7 lead for Wayne County. Josh Wessel alongside David Sanders. And David, it came out exactly what we expected. I don't think neither of us really expected Wayne County to just grab control, though, of this game and have more than doubled up the Yellow Jackets through one.
Oh, yeah. They've done a good job, and I think they've even missed some opportunities there to have a bigger lead than what they have. They're attacking the basket. Washington came out and got some free throws and got to the line and getting this team some easy baskets. So I think Starkville's going to have to do a better job on defense here.
15-7 our score. Worsham with 5 points. Lacey with 4 points. There's not been much offense to talk about. My Brand with 3. Ware with 2. Rice with 2. And Mobley with 2 more points, or 2 more fouls rather than he has points, but he's on the floor right now. 3 ball out of the left corner, no good. Rebound, bodies everywhere, and Wayne County comes out of there with it. Worsham off and running. Gators stops, passes it off to Lacey, who had it poked away out of bounds. There's a lot of contact there. It's interesting that they let it play on. It'll stay with Wayne County, however.
Oh, yeah, I think as long as they be consistent with it, I think that's fine. Sometimes you get a little contact on the arm.
You've got to, especially with this much talent and this many athletes on the floor. The drive by Lacey, the leaner, and there was an easy call. 2 free throws coming for Lacey.
Oh, I think he just used his size there to get in there and get an easy shot. And that's really what Wayne County's been doing here earlier. They're doing a good job of getting to the line and really using their body and their length to get in there and get some foul calls.
The line is Lacey. Lacey is with 4 points, missing his first free throw, 6.5 points per game average. Wayne County, coming off that South State championship, they pinned the first loss on Pascagoula since December. That's how well Pascagoula was playing, as his second free throw is up and no good as well. So we've seen some hot shooting free throws from some players. Others have really struggled. An 8-point lead for the War Eagles. Wayne County wanted to keep the ball out of Mobley's hands. That was part of the game plan. And being able to pin him with a couple of fouls early, that works right in to the way they wanted to win this game, as Starkville able to get it down on the block to Ware, and then there's not much Wayne County can do once it gets there. It's going to be on Don Lewis. That's going to be his first. That's the 5th on the War Eagles. Wayne County with 5, Starkville with 4. So Ware, a top 100 player, any way you slice it, whether you're looking at scout or rivals. What's interesting about Ware is that a lot of these post players want to be a guard. Favorite player, Dirk Nowitzki. So he wants to have that mid-range game and that 3 in his repertoire as well.
Oh, yeah. And the one game I saw him, like I said, was over there at Provine, and he shot it real well for the perimeter. He's real good with that 16-7-foot jump shot. And he's doing a good job here tonight.
The big guy for Wayne County, Smith, misses, but an offensive rebound, Lewis. Back to Lacey. Lacey trying to split the defense and took an extra step. As we have almost 9 minutes of basketball and only 8 Starkville points. Got to say, I didn't see this one coming from that perspective.
Oh, yeah, it's very unusual, but I think they've done a good job of taking the ball out of the Stars from Starkville's hands and making other guys beat them.
Mobley's got to knock this one down. Law, no good. Rebound, Ware. Back to Mobley. Nice extra pass for a 3. Brand misses. Takes a bounce off the top of the backboard. Bounces up in the midair. War Eagles can't save it in. It'll stay with Starkville. Boy, Starkville getting some looks now, though, Coach, and they just can't find the mark.
If they keep getting looks like that all game, I think they'll be okay. They're going to knock some down. Right now, they just got to keep their confidence and keep the poise.
If you're Coach Norman for Wayne County, are you concerned about those looks?
Yeah, you really should be, especially a look like that down there by Gavin Ware.
Ware got another easy deuce. He's got 5 points, his second field goal. It's back to a 5-point game. Wayne County has yet to score almost 2 minutes into the second quarter. Here's Myers, left wing. Lewis now back to Myers. Now right side, Lacey. Now back to Worsham. They're looking for Lacey cutting across the lane. Couldn't get it to him. Good defense by Starkville. Slater back to Lewis, driving. Trying to make the extra pass. Myers swings it back out. Wayne County completely resets it. Starkville crowd appreciative of that defense being played. The drive, the floater high off the glass, no good. The big guy's got another board. They'll clear. And Mobley has fresh legs on him almost every other time down the floor. It's defense by committee against Mobley. They're keeping fresh legs on him at all times. Gary Myers picks up the foul. That's his first, team 6th. See McDonald check in. Avery Woodson's back in.
Coach doing a good job of getting Woodson a couple plays here and there and keeping him out of foul trouble.
Pass goes in to Mike Brand. And a drive on Lewis. Flip it back to Stephen Brand inside. Going up was the big guy inside, Rice, and he had it swiped away by the War Eagles.
They're playing tough down there against the big front line of Starkville. They're not backing down. Doing a good job of blocking shots and fighting for position on the block.
Mobley on a bounce inside, losing it and throwing it over to Coach Norman for Wayne County. So it'll be Wayne County basketball on the turnover that time. Rice just lost it. And Coach Norman loves getting touches when the other team's on offense.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I know you're the same way. You want to get set up all night long.
Oh, yeah.
Here is Woodson dancing to Worsham. Pull up 17-footer. That looked too easy.
Oh, that's a shot he has to knock down. They're going to give it to him because he's such a good driver, and they're going to make him knock that shot down. And he's got to step up and knock it down.
17-10, long pass. Got over the fingertips of Woodson. Ware going to work, shoots it up and good.
Ware's a really good looking big man. There's good touch around the basket and real good instincts.
Dangerous play by Woodson. Woodson tried to come over the top of the block and nearly picked up could have been his third personal foul had he made contact.
Definitely.
Here's a nasty crossover, floating, a block coming from the backside, and Ware's able to pick it up too. A block and a board, and Ware's starting to take over.
Oh yeah, and the young man's in really good shape. He plays most of the minutes for his team, and he does a good job.
Already with 7 points, a 3 to cut it to 2. Misses. Ware the rebound, stuck it up, wouldn't go. Loose ball tapped in. We'll give credit to Torrey Rice for 2 more, his first field goal. Here's Worsham. Nice crossover to create space and a whistle, and a foul on the floor is the 5th against Starkville as we're just under 4 minutes to go here in this first half.
Yeah, really good call by the official there. I think they could have called it. They could have gave him a drive, but he's on the fouls on the floor. Both teams are really being physical on perimeter, and I like the defense that I'm seeing.
Smith is in. McDonald is in. Lewis and Myers are out for the War Eagles. 17-14 Wayne County. Gator Worsham that triggered in. Lobs it out to Lacey. Lacey just going to hand it off to Woodson. We've not seen Woodson or Mobley get going from beyond the arc. Woodson, pull up, straightaway jumper, long, no good. Rebound by Gandy. Clears it back to Mobley. Right side, Brand. Transition three, no good. Worsham snags it from above the rim. Turns and takes it himself. He'll elevate. Three on the move. Ring it up for Gator Worsham.
Yeah, I think right now they got to do a better job of getting the ball in to Gavin, where he's really gotten himself going. And you got to force feed him right now. You can get that same three-point shot on his kick out, but I think you got to get the ball in his hands.
And Gator Worsham going to slip over and end up with his second personal foul. The basket counts. Got there so late it was an afterthought to slide over there. It ended up not being the right decision.
Yeah, I think now you have 2 fouls on both of the Danny Dozen players from Wayne County. And I think in that situation right there, he's got to go up and try to block that shot. He wasn't there for the charge, and you got to go up and use his athleticism to try to block the shot.
Stephen Brand, the senior. Chance to cut it to a three-point game. Free throw is up and no good. The rebound by Lacey. Lacey, the senior, has been very active in this game. Wayne County, this is their third appearance in the last 4 years. The defending 5A champs. And again, we said at the top, Starkville won the 6A championship back in 2010. Wayne County defeated Lanier last year. Starkville was over Meridian 2 years ago. 4-point game. The pass, Smith facing up. Back out to McDonald. Delonte had nothing.
Starkville's picked up their defense here. They're playing much better defense on this end.
Lacey, lob inside, the catch, spinning, flipping it up, just trying to draw a foul, and McDonald's able to get his hands on it and circle it back out. Here's left side at three by Woodson, a back iron miss. The long Karam tracking it down to the far corner were the Yellow Jackets. Brand to Mobley. Now to the other Brand, Steven. Mike down low looking for Ware. Great hands to catch that one. Now the trap, the kick out, ball reversal, three, no good. And the loose ball, and Wayne County's got it. Here comes Worsham. And it poked away, and a foul by Mobley. That's number 3. And all 3 have been ill-advised.
Oh, yeah, big foul there. I think the young man got to do a better job of getting back on defense and just playing solid D. He's trying to make a spectacular play here to get his team going, but he got to definitely be careful here because he's got 3 fouls.
He's looking over to his bench to see if the hook is coming, and you know it is. And Stanley Childs is going to be checking in for him, the senior. Childs coming in, Mobley going out, shaking his head, and he is disgusted with himself.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely a tough play for the young man. He almost got a clean steal there, but that's a chance you really don't need to take at this point in the game.
You just can't. You can't if you don't have a foul. It's a perfect opportunity to try to get a big rim-rattling dunk off a clean steal. Smith into the corner. Worsham's got 10. Back to Smith. Smith wisely gets it back out to Lewis. Lewis going to check with his coach. Lewis on a bounce. Here's Worsham. Lob inside. The catch at the rim. The spin in the lay-in. Check Woodson's shoes for springs because he got up in a hurry.
I really like coaches that run their big guards down to the block and post up, because put you in a situation where you have one of your best players and your best passers on the block to get if you get double team, he's going to make a good pass out of that double team.
Michael Jordan later in his career made a nice living out of it. Continues to sell shoes and won a lot of championships.
Oh yeah, Kobe Bryant, you have Paul Pierce, a lot of great guards have post-up game, and I think that's one of the things LeBron James is working on now.
Did that kind of start with Jordan, though? I mean, was that something that was going on? Because, again, you know, Jordan kind of began my basketball NBA watching days.
Oh, yeah.
But was it not Jordan that kind of started that?
I think it wasn't Jordan that started. I remember Big Game James Worthy started it. You know, he's one of the first guards really go down to the block. Jordan just perfected it.
LaFonso Smith stepping out to knock down the 3. Here come the Yellow Jackets to answer, and off the bench, Stanley Childs. He's got to be a factor filling in for Mobley. The War Eagles briefly up by 9, up by 7. 33 ticks to go in the quarter. Wayne County probably will play it out for the final shot of this first half.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with the confidence that Coach Norman has in his guards. He has 2 reserve guards in the game right now, and they're doing a good job of handling the ball and running the clock down.
Woodson just working with the dribble. The Wayne County faithful showing their appreciation of the smart play. Starkville fans want to see the Yellow Jackets come out a different team in the second half. 3 ball, time expiring, short, no good. Highly contested, that's the end of the first half. First half is in the books. Number 1 Wayne County, 25. Preseason number 1 Starkville, 18. Big time matchup here in this 5A semifinal. We will take a break. We'll come back with first half analysis after this here on the MHSAA Network.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the MHSAA network, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
25-18 lead for the Wayne County War Eagles here at halftime. It was a 7-point game at the end of the first quarter, 7-point game here at intermission. And these two teams each scored 10 points in that second quarter. And partner, when you look back at that first half where fouls were big on the Dandy Dozen stars of this game, both teams, especially Wayne County, got to feel pretty good about it. Starkville kind of knows they got to go into the locker room, make some adjustments.
Oh yeah, anytime you have a player as good and as big as Gavin Ware is, I think Starkville has a better job of force feeding him the basketball. He's a great passer, as he showed on that last basketball Starkville. They got to do a better job of getting the hands to the best ball in the hands of their best player. But on the other side, I think Wayne County did a good job of getting the ball to Worsham, and he got to the line and knocks down some big free throws. And they have a really balanced attack. They're a really deep team, and it's just going to be interesting to see how it comes down, how they play down the stretch.
It's halftime of the Class 5A boys semifinal. War Eagles by 7 at the break. When we come back from our halftime break, right before the start of the third quarter. First half analysis, first half stats, reset the lineups for you, get you ready for the start of the third quarter between Wayne County and Starkville. We will take our halftime break. Back after this, you're watching the MHSAA Network. 32-1 Wayne County with a 7-point halftime lead over Starkville. Starkville comes in 26-4, trying to bounce back after the loss to Callaway in the North State Finals. Wayne County trying to run their winning streak to 28 games and have a chance to defend their 5A state title on Saturday afternoon. They take on Callaway, who knocked off Pascagoula earlier today right here at the Mississippi Coliseum. Josh West alongside David Sanders. And we look at the first half stats. Wayne County 35% for the floor. Starkville 27%. And that's really the only thing that really jumps off the stat sheet at me. Neither team shot free throws particularly well, but assists, rebounds, turnovers, fairly even. But the Stars are going to have to come out and play in the second half. The Stars were trying to find their way early on. We're trying to force the issue maybe a little bit, and that's why we saw a lot of guys get in foul trouble in that first half. 3 out of the 4 Dandy Dozen players, rather, as well as trying to get out there, found themselves in foul trouble in that first half.
Oh, yeah, both teams really struggled in the first half. The shooting wasn't really good, but that's one of the things you have when you get two great teams playing against each other. And I think it's going to come down in the second half to execution. Which team executes their offense and their defense is the best, it's going to be the team that's going to be able to overcome the talent of the other team.
For the start of the third quarter, it will be Wayne County basketball with a 7-point lead. Wayne County in their white, Starkville in their black and gold. Lacey, Slater, Smith, Warsham, and Woodson for Wayne County. And then for the Yellow Jackets, it will be Mike Brand, Stephen Brand, Ware, Mobley, and Rice. Here is Smith driving off balance, missing, but Warsham getting his hands on the loose ball, pulling up from straight away, missing long. Another offensive rebound of the War Eagles coming out aggressive on the offensive glass.
Oh, yeah, Starkville's going to have to do a better job of rebounding there. They're too big of a team not to get rebounds.
The drive, the floater, the tip, no good. Another board put up and blocked. Woodson again, relentless pursuit by Wayne County. 4 offensive rebounds. They were just 1 for 5 on that trip, but they extend their lead to 9, and that's their largest of the night.
And Starkville's going to be in trouble if they continue to give up offensive rebounds like that.
The pass to the wing. Left side. Here's Brand. Into the corner. Stephen Brand back to Mike Brand. Back to Stephen. Little 2-man game. Looking inside where tapped away a steal. Ahead on the run out. Nearly a finish and one for Svante Slater.
Yeah, I think Starkville is doing a horrible job of making post passes. Right there, you got to step to your pass. You got to either put the ball low or you got to put it high. Preferably high to Gavin Ware. You try to get over the top to him and give him a chance to catch the ball.
And also, to kind of underscore what you're saying, he also just wasn't open.
Yeah, they playing really good help defense. Somebody's going to have to step up and knock down shots around him to give him some room down there. But right now, if I'm Wayne County, I put 2 or 3 guys around Gavin, and I dare the other guys to beat me, with the exception of Mobley.
Little caveat there.
Oh, yeah.
With that one little exception.
You don't want to get him going.
Slater averages just under 4 per game at 3.9. Still looking for that first point, and he misses a couple of free throws. Again, neither team has shot free throws particularly well. Wayne County now just 5 of 11, sub 50%, but with a 9-point lead. Mobley pushing. Right side, 3 ball, no good. Woodson a rebound. So easy to settle for threes. Starkville's got to continue to look inside and run through their offense and try to get to the rim.
I think Brand has got some great looks in this game. At some point, he's going to have to knock some of them down.
The try, the floater short, rebound, and Warsham goes up and flushes it home with the left hand. Finessed it a little bit. Didn't rip down on it as hard as he could have, but all of a sudden an 11-point lead. Wayne County a 4-0 run coming out of the locker room. Up 11. Mobley, left side. Here is the other Brand. Mike Brand makes it rain, his second triple. He's got 6. And what's amazing about Mike Brand, that's as many points as he had against Callaway and Provine combined. Good head fake, the drive, the floater nearly went down. It could have been an and one.
Washington is a really nice looking player. He used that pump fake really well to get in the lane. And he saw the big man coming over, so he shielded the ball with his body and get to the line once again.
Second personal. That second team foul on Starkville. The foul on Stephen Brand, his first. Warsham at the line. one of these dandy dozens for Wayne County. He's one of 2 this year, one of 4 all-time for Wayne County. You go back to 2002, Dietrich Slater, who played at Mississippi State, and then go back to 05, David Howard from Wayne County.
Yeah, they've really been on the tradition down in Wayne County, and they have a lot of players at their school right now.
A held ball, the arrow is Starkville. You look up into the stands, about 2 rows down, you see former Wayne County head coach Gary Jackson. They're on the aisle about 10 rows up.
Okay, yeah.
Gary's in the house.
Coach taking it all in.
Also ran into former Wayne County coach Tamber Proctor, who's here. So a lot of former coaches from Wayne County here still follow this program.
Yeah, it's good to see them coming out and supporting the program, even though they're not coaching here. You see their roots still run deep with the school.
Yeah, exactly. It really, I think, shows what that school means to that community, and Starkville can be the exact same thing said. They've had 8 Dandy Dozen players. They've been here a bunch, won one in 2010, and Mobley just can't get anything going. He accidentally steps on the sidelines, turns it over, and now a lot of communication after the play as we see Stanley Childs come in, Stephen Brand go out, but it's a 9-point lead still. Wayne County not yet been really threatened here lately by Starkville.
Yeah, and it feels like they're up by more than what they are. They've controlled the game from start to finish.
Smith to Worsham, left side McDonald. Orgles wanting to post it up. Now Lacey get a good look at a 3. Left it short. Rebound tapped out. Worsham able to get it and fouled by Mike Brand. That's going to be number 3 on Mike Brand. So you got Mike Brand with 3. Jacoby Mobley with 3 personal fouls. And here in the second half, less than 3 minutes in, Starkville's already got 3 team fouls. Here's McDonald to basketball. You want to stay with us? Coming on at the end of the third quarter, we'll be joined by Richard Williams, current assistant coach at Arkansas State. Somebody very familiar to Mississippi basketball fans. He'll join us in between the third and the fourth quarters. And David, you know Richard very well.
Yeah, I had a chance to play under Richard with the Jackson Rage, a semi-pro team here in Jackson a couple years back. Really good coach, really good X's and O's coach, can really motivate you. And he's one of the guys I credit with a lot of good things in my career.
The drive and the flush with the left hand by Worsham. And that got the crowd going for one of the few times tonight. Starkville got their rim rattler by Ware. The opening bucket, Worsham, there's his answer. And Wayne County back up by 11, 32-21. Brand slicing through defenders, scooping it up wildly, no good. It's out of bounds. Last touch by Ware. It will be Wayne County basketball. Now, not only Wayne County with 11-point lead, but and the ball. And Coach Greg Carter, going to call a timeout. 4:03 to go, third quarter. Yeah, I think you said it so nonchalantly, you really didn't even realize what you said, but you said basically Wayne County's controlled throughout. If you're Starkville, how do you, in a hurry before this thing gets out of hand, turn the tables?
Well, I think it's going to have to start on the defensive end. They're going to have to start picking them up and maybe apply some pressure and try to force some easy turnovers. They're not getting anything in the half-court sets now, and so you have to try to get out and get some easy baskets and get to the free throw line maybe to kind of jumpstart your offense.
32-21. It was a 15-7 game at the end of a 15-8 game at the end of the first quarter. 25-18 at halftime. That lead from 7 has been pushed out to 11, and Wayne County's got the basketball. That's kind of gut check time right now for Starkville.
Yeah, it's time to see what they're made of here. They're in a tough spot here, but this is where you find out whether you're a championship team or not, right here.
Wayne County's depth has been the story early on. Worsham has come to play. Worsham's got 14 points. There's a pass. Mobley nearly got a steal. McDonald got it back, took it to the rim, missed it, tipped up and in. And that might have been put in by Starkville. We'll give Smith credit.
Yeah, Smith was the closest guy to the play, and he kind of forced him to lose the ball. So I guess he gets credit for that basket there.
A 13-point lead for Wayne County. In a game where I thought it would be a one-possession game throughout. Tough 3 short, no good by Mobley. Wanting a call, and he just got teed up. And that was an easy tee for the official. That's also his 4th personal foul.
Yeah, I think he's gotten frustrated here. Young man just got to calm himself down. He's still in this ball game. Got a long way to go, and I think that is going to be his fourth foul, like you said. And so that's big for his team on both ends. And not only does Wayne County get the ball, but they also get to the free throw line to get some free throws and keep the ball. So he's got to keep it to opposing.
So Wayne County has been very steady as Woodson steps to the line, but then on the other side, the Mobley meltdown. Mobley has been taking ill-advised shots. He's trying to force making something happen, and the game's just not come easy for him tonight.
Yeah, I think the guards from Wayne County have really bothered him. They're putting a lot of pressure on him, and he's going to have to get some of his teammates to step up and help him handle some of that pressure.
He's going to get one more opportunity literally at some point in this game, and when he gets that shot, he's going to have to probably think about trying to get to the rim. Now, Wayne County, if they're smart, they'll do everything they can to try to plant 2 feet in front of him and take a charge.
Oh, yeah, they definitely want to get him out of the game. He's been their catalyst all year. And right now, Wayne Starkville has, like I said, been saying all game, we got to find a way to get the ball to Gavin Ware.
Starkville cranking up their defense. Worsham gets loose, trying to no-look pass it to Smith. Starkville got a steal. So Starkville putting the clamps on defensively that time. Here come the Yellow Jackets. It's Brand off a ball screen. Pulls back and gives it up to Mike. Steven to Mike. Mike Brand. Kick it out left side, Childs. Mike's got 6. Childs on the baseline. The right-hand floater goes in. Stanley Childs, the senior, coming in with some big minutes.
Oh, yeah, he's playing some big minutes right now. That's a big shot for him to kind of stop the bleed.
Woodson, big-time first step, and is able to draw the foul, and he'll go to the line for 2 more free throws. Well, Wayne County, who has not shot it well from the free throw line so far, just 6 of 13. You got to feel like that they're going to start making their share in a few minutes.
Oh, yeah. You know they're going to knock some down, and this thing about it is you just got to keep playing at this point. And both teams right now not shooting the ball really well, but this game is not over for either team, so you got to keep doing what you're doing for Wayne County. If you Starkville, you got to start getting some stops and get some scores on the other end.
Coach, I see you staring over to that Starkville bench, and I think we're looking at the same young man. We're looking at Mobley, and we're trying to read body language, and right now he's running hot, and you wonder what's it's going to take to cool him off a little bit. There goes Childs. I like to see this by Childs. He's right there in the ear of Mobley, and this might be the thing from a senior to another senior to kind of cool him off a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Right now you have 3 minutes left in this quarter. You have 1 quarter left to extend your season, and it's not time to get down on himself because the young man still has some game to play left.
A 14-point game. Ware on the block, tied up a held ball. The arrow with Wayne County, but they're going to call a foul. Going to call a foul on the War Eagles. And so it'll be Starkville basketball for the baseline.
I'll tell you what, the guards from Wayne County are fearless. Back in my day, if you got into an altercation like that with a big man, and I actually got into one with a guy from Vicksburg by the name of Quinn Smith, and I still have a scar to show for it.
Ware goes up and draws the foul. That was the second foul on Lewis. Just the first foul on the War Eagles. This foul is the third on Worsham and the second on Wayne County here in this third quarter. There just haven't been many fouls to speak of for the War Eagles so far as Ware steps to the line and misses. Just a 1-for-3 start for the free throw line for Gavin Ware. He's got 7 points.
Yeah, he's really struggled here, and I think his team has done a poor job of getting the basketball, but he has to go to the offensive glass and take some of that responsibility on his own shoulders.
Second free throw is good, 8 points. We talk all about the scoring of Mobley, but we also have touched on, and you've done a great job of it, is the facilitating of Mobley. He's the guy that can really get Ware the basketball as the War Eagles step on the sideline right in front of the Wayne County bench. Coach Norman, boy, he's already come out of his jacket, his orange blazer, the trademark orange blazer. Now the shirt's coming untucked. He's in full lather now.
Oh, Coach might as well put him a jersey on over there. He looks like he's actually playing in this game. He's working hard over there, and I think he's going to look back at this game and laugh at his clothes over there. He's lost some of his clothes.
I'm waiting for him to reach over and have to grab some Gatorade to get hydrated again. 37-24. War Eagles by 13. They've been in control throughout. After the Ware jam to start the game, that's been about it to speak of for Starkville. Rice spinning to the bucket, missing, and then Myers cleans it away. Clears to Lewis. War Eagles in transition. Wayne County on the move, and Starkville got back defensively. Tip of the cap to the Yellow Jackets that time. And boy, Starkville fans are just waiting for something to happen. They're waiting for a run, waiting for a spark, but the guy that's probably best suited to do that, Mobley's on the bench.
Yeah, I think if you'd have told me at this point in the game that Starkville would only have 24 points, I probably would have called you crazy.
Minute 36 to go, third quarter. Child's going to check back in for Starkville. We'll see Smith come back in for Wayne County. We'll see Svante Slater check back in. You talk about a program for these two teams. There's a good mixture of seniority and youth. And they're just guys that when it's their turn to step up, they seize that role. Right wing, it's Carikas Lewis. Carikas just checked in for the first time. Lewis, quick first step, unloads Woodson. Woodson picked up by Childs, breaking that 5-second call. Woodson dancing with the dribble. War Eagles now chewing on some clock, up by 13. Richard Williams going to be joining us at the end of the third quarter. Here's the pass, trying to slip it across the lane to Smith. Last touch by Starkville High School.
And Starkville played really good defense there, but they got a bad play there by man touching the ball, and now they got to get another defensive stop here in this quarter. They really need to try to get this down to 10 before this quarter's over.
And I think knowing that, that's why Coach Howard has the War Eagles kind of holding on to this basketball. Worsham had it stripped away, got it back. Strong move that time by Gator Worsham to hold on to that. Here's Slater to Lewis. Starkville doing the best they can to chase down these War Eagles. Nice bounce pass, Worsham. Back out to Lewis. Almost a lob to Smith at the rim, but it wasn't there. Rice took it away. Drive by Worsham to Lewis. Had to stop, go up with the right hand, left it short. That time, Rice did a good job of impersonating Ware. Just his presence altered that shot.
Yeah, I think Smith has got to go in there and go to dunk that basketball right there. He went up real soft, and I think coaches are letting him hear about it right now.
Myers is back in for the War Eagles. And Delonte McDonald is in. Big trip right here for Starkville as we head to the final 8. Down to 10 seconds to go. With the basketball, trying to turn the corner. War Eagles nearly get a steal. It is out of bounds on Wayne County, out of bounds on Myers with 4.2. And Sotobil, Starkville to, from the far sidelines to inbound it. Stephen Brand, the senior. 4.2. Pass. Mike Brand at the buzzer. In and out. And the catch and the putback, I don't think it would have counted had it gone. 13-point game, Wayne County on top as we get set to head to this fourth quarter. Well, this game, not only this game, but all the games from this MHSAA Championship Tournament on demand at MISSHSAA.TV. That's on demand at MISSHSAA.TV, part of the MHSAA network. It's been fantastic to see how Play On Sports has teamed up with the Mississippi High School Activities Association, teaming up with YouTube on the Play On Network, teaming up with ESPN3 to bring you coverage of all 36 games. And don't forget, all the championship games will be made available on Mississippi Public Broadcasting. Check your local listings. 13-point game. We are joined by assistant coach of Arkansas State, Richard Williams. And Richard, thanks for joining us. What's going on with you these days?
Well, I'm actually working with John Brady at Arkansas State as assistant coach. You know, John tells everybody it's kind of the circle of life. You know, he worked for me at Mississippi State, and now I'm working for him at Arkansas State. So we're having a good time. Our team this year is not really good. We had some injuries. We had to get rid of our best player before the season started. But it's been fun being back in coaching.
That sounds a lot like us down in Hattiesburg. I worked down with Joy Lee, who I'm sure you know, and we had to get rid of our best player early in the season. So it kind of goes like that. So then you have to regroup, and players have to expand roles. Well, Richard, when you see a game like this and you see all this talent, especially all the young talent on display, that's something that just it makes you want to get back into the game, doesn't it?
Well, I tell you, Mississippi has always had great basketball, and the high school basketball in the state is really good. There are a lot of great coaches, tremendous players, and as we see here tonight, I think there are 4 Dandy Dozen players in this one game tonight. I think each team has 2 Dandy Dozen players, so that gives you an idea of the quality of talent that's produced in Mississippi. And I think sometimes Mississippi is a little bit under-recruited. Some of the players don't get the publicity maybe the players in major metropolitan areas do. But you take some of these kids here from Wayne County and Starkville, they can really play. They're good.
And that's why, schools like in Arkansas State, schools like in southeastern Louisiana, you look at a guy like Avery Woodson, Dandy doesn't play in Mississippi. How's he getting out of the state and getting to southeastern Louisiana? That you got to tip their cap to that southeastern Louisiana recruiting staff. They've realized they've gotten the memo about Mississippi basketball, and they are really stocking their roster with Mississippi
they are.
players.
They signed a guy from Ridgeland High School last year who was really good. We recruited him at Arkansas State a little bit, and he went to southeastern Louisiana. Yeah, and then Avery, we saw him play, and we liked him, but at that time we didn't particularly need a player at that position. But Gator, Rayford Worsham, we really liked him. He's a tremendous athlete, a great kid, and we were able to sign him early, and we're really looking forward to getting him in Arkansas State.
That's going to be fantastic. And, Coach, when you look at what you touched on, a lot of these kids in Mississippi that don't get recruited like kids from major metropolitan areas. That's why this MHSAA network, just one of the many benefits of this network, is that it gives our kids national exposure in the recruiting process, and it's something that is priceless.
Well, I think so. Anytime you can get your product shown, in particular on the television or the network, the internet networks and things like that. Now, anytime you can get that product in front of people, the exposure is fantastic. It has to be great. It's great for our kids in this state, and it's great for the coaches in the state also.
So, Richard, what is your next, few months? You're heading up on tournament time. Recruiting never stops. Player development never stops. Your players, even when you're not with them, they've got a workout that you put in their hands and say, look, you got to, it's voluntary, but it's really not. You need to be working on your game and getting better. So what does the next few months look like for you?
Actually, when I went to Arkansas State last year, it was a 6-month deal. John lost an assistant coach just before the season started and didn't want to try to find somebody that late. And he said, will you come just for 6 months? So I signed a 6-month deal. At the end of the season, he said, will you come back one more year? And so I stayed home for 3 months. I went back in July, and now he says, well, I need you to come one more year. We just come back one more year. But my deal there is a 9-month deal, so I'll be home for 2 or 3 months living in Madison where my wife and I still live. But if I do go back, the thing we get to do now that we could not do when I was coaching at Mississippi State, you get to have an off-season program with your players. You have a certain number of hours each week that you can work individually with your players. And when I was coaching at State and when David was playing at Ole Miss, once the season was over, you couldn't work with your players again until next October 15th. And I thought that was one of the worst rules in college basketball, that you could not work with your players. Every other sport had spring practice or off-season practice except basketball. And now they've changed that, so we do get to work with our players in the off-season, which I think has really helped college basketball and helps the skill level of the players.
He's Richard Williams, assistant coach of Arkansas State. And Richard, when you look at this game and you see what Wayne County is doing, a dominant 15-point lead right now over Starkville, what does this do for the players from Wayne County that are alongside these Dandy Dozen players that it may be the seniors that have been lightly recruited? With what they're able to get accomplished on this team setting, you're going to see some other guys. Again, it goes back to a couple of questions ago. We're going to see guys get gobbled up because of their performances in these kind of pressure situations.
Well, it certainly gives them some exposure. When they're playing with players that have been recruited or are being recruited, then it gives them exposure. And if they have a good game in front of college coaches, whether it's major college coaches, mid-level coaches like John Brady and I, who I'm here with, junior college coaches, small college coaches, it gives them exposure. And it gives them an opportunity to show what they can do in front of college coaches that might be looking for somebody that plays their particular position. But now this Wayne County team, of course, I'm kind of torn here because we signed a guy from Wayne County, but Greg Carter played for me at Mississippi State, and he's one of my all-time favorite players. He's almost like a son to me, and so I never want to see his team get beat, but I also want to see Gator do well. So this is I'm kind of torn here in this game, but we've been in to watch Wayne County practice this year, and everybody knows what a great coach Greg Carter is because he's brought Starkville here year after year. But Ron Norman at Wayne County, who came from Bay Springs to Wayne County, he is a tremendous basketball coach. I've been in and watched his teams practice a couple of times this year, and they practice every day just like they're playing tonight. They never let up. Their effort is tremendous, and that's why they're able to win, and that's why they're ranked number 1 in the state right now.
41-25 lead for Wayne County. As you can see, Wayne County extending the lead. Richard, thanks for joining us. Really enjoyed it. It's neat to see that Gators heading up with you. I know he'll enjoy it up there in the Delta of Arkansas, but it's just a great little thing going on up there with Arkansas State. Jonesboro is a fun place to be, great college town. I've been there, and a lot going on there now.
Well, thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Richard Williams, assistant coach at Arkansas State. Pleasure to have him join us here on our coverage. Wayne County is up by 15 as we are here down the stretch of this one. Wayne County is just, while we were talking to Richard, it was just Wayne County making a few free throws, Starkville getting some good looks, but not being able to buy buckets, and the story goes on. Wayne County has just been dominant here tonight.
Yeah, they really put on a good show here. They're spreading Starkville out now. They have the lead, and they're really forcing them to come out and play on them, and then they're getting easy baskets at the rim.
Worsham right at 20 points and a 15-point lead. So again, you said that somebody would be crazy, and that was if they said Starkville would have had 24 with about what? A dunk down the lane. Are you serious? Woodson out of nowhere.
Wow.
Literally out of nowhere. We're just talking about the setup of the game, and Woodson decides to just go take off from outside of the charge circle.
Yeah, that was
Good
special.
grief.
That was special. That man went up real high and got that one to go down.
Now Worsham wants one. Worsham going to circle it back out. 43-26. Woodson now sent this whole place into a frenzy. He's in a double figures now with 10. 17-point lead. Wayne County brought a great crowd tonight. They'll bring a bigger crowd on Saturday. Callaway will have that huge Jackson crowd. JPS will be pulling for them. You'll have a lot of JPS fans pulling for them as a foul near half court. But what if I'd have told you there would be 26 points through almost 29 minutes of basketball?
Well, I can't say it's been great Wayne County defense. Wayne County has played pretty good defense, but I think Starkville has missed some really easy shots they normally make here, and I think they got rattled early. I think with their star point guard getting in foul trouble early, threw off everything they were trying to do, and they never really recovered from that.
Worsham steps to the line. 2 more free throws coming up right here. Worsham's going to finish with more than 20 points in this one. We'll give you his numbers at the end. The lefty puts it up and perfect. 44-26. Be a 28-game winning streak for Wayne County.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Second free throw, good. Trying to repeat. They'll get a chance to do that on Saturday against Callaway. You go back to 94-95, a Final Four appearance in 5A. 2002-2003, a 5A Final Four appearance. And 08-09, they got to the quarterfinals. That was back when they were accepting 3 teams before the 6A switch. And then last year, the 5A champions, that 82-74 win over Lanier.
Yeah, they've got a real good thing going right now, and it doesn't hurt to have all that talent sitting over there with you.
Oh, it doesn't. You think back to last year, Avery Woodson knocking down those 3 clutch threes. They were all daggers in the fourth quarter. Lanier was trying to make that run, that classic Billups run, and Wayne County just held them off. A lot like they've done in Starkville. Starkville's never been able to get a run put together. Worsham gets loose and is fouled, and is going to be fouled by Ravante Gandy. It's going to be double bonus free throws for the rest of the game for Wayne County. And Wayne County's been dominant. Early on, it was about a 5 or 6 point game, and he said, seems like Wayne County's up more. Well, there's your points now. They've kind of shown up here late on the free throw line.
Yeah, they've really taken over this ball game. They had the lead early. and they always felt like they had a 10 or 15 point lead, but now they're closing in on a 20 point lead. And they just really thoroughly dominate this game. And it really started with their two Danny Dozen guards who played an excellent game, and Washington has really just controlled the basketball game from the floor.
The second free throw is short. Wayne County up by 19. Peeking ahead, Callaway with Malik Newman, and their two big post players at 6'8", 6'7", as Jacoby Mobley drives in and is fouled. That's just the fourth team foul on the War Eagles. They still have two more to give. That is on Alex Lacey. We see checking into the ball game, Carikas Lewis. What do you think about that Callaway-Wayne County matchup? What are the matchups you like?
Well, I think they're going to Callaway is really athletic inside, and I think that's where they'll probably have the advantage. And the guards of Wayne County are just tremendous. I think they're going to do a good job of trying to stop Malik Newman. They're going to focus in on him. Malik is still probably going to get his 20, 25 points. He's just that good of a player. But I think if you can kind of control him and limit him and possibly get some points on the inside yourself, I think you give yourself a good chance to win. But make no mistake about it, Wayne Brent will have his team ready.
Here's the pass, the drive, flipping it up and missing was Gandy. But you talk about Newman and going to get his 20 to 25, but Jacoby Mobley, I still don't have him with a point.
Yeah, I don't think he scored. I don't
have him with a single point in this basketball game.
He showed a lot of frustration early with the foul trouble, and I think when you get frustrated, you tend to not be relaxed on your shot. You tend to force shots because you want to get your average all in one shot, and I think that's one of the things he's struggled with here. But like I said, I think it's going to be a good matchup. I think we got really good matchups in all of the finals that we have so far with the girls and the boys, so it should be real interesting to see. I'll be here to see pretty much all of them.
This free throw is up and no good. What's interesting, though, he has 0 points tonight against Wayne County, had 21 against Callaway.
Yeah, he's definitely an excellent player, and he just had a bad night at the wrong time. The young man has had a great career. He's already got a state title, and he has a lot to be proud of.
But the other side of that is, what does that say about this Wayne County defense?
The Wayne County defense is really tough. I think they've done a good job, and they're extremely deep. They go 7-8 deep with the guards, so they're going to throw a lot of people at Malik Newman, and it's going to be the test that he hadn't really seen this year, and they're going to play him tight, and so we'll really find out how good the young man is.
Lewis at the line. Free throw is up and good. Back to a 19-point lead for Wayne County. We have a timeout, and you wonder that if Coach Norman is going to clear out his bench a little bit. High fives for those guys. Not a lot of excitement from the fans or the players because this is just the next step.
Yeah, I think this game was expected to be a little closer than this, and with Wayne County really dominating this game, and they're not surprised. Wayne County's not surprised by the domination. They really felt like they can do this. They only have one loss this year to a really good Lanier team, and so they're expected to win the title. They won it last year, and they come in with back-to-backs on their mind, and that's what they really want to do. So anything less to them would be a severe disappointment.
Are you a little disappointed about the way that the spread has turned out? You know, there were a dozen Dandy Dozens in this year's tournament. You know, there were 12 of those two teams. There were 24 overall, 12 on the girls' side, 12 on the boys' side. We had 4 in this game. Are you a little disappointed?
Well, I am a little bit. I think with the foul trouble really slowed Mobley down, and I think Mobley a lot of what Ware does hinges on what Mobley does because he finds him a lot, and so that kind of really threw both of those guys' games off. But I think on the other side, Woodson did a good job of coming in late and giving his team a push, but Washington has been there the whole night. He's been a one constant.
Here's a deep three, rattles in and out. It's been that kind of night for Mobley. He can't believe it. He's just shaking his head. Can't believe it.
Yeah, I hadn't seen a young man miss shots like that before.
Here's the drive to the rim, and Mike Brand is fouled. And again, you look at where we go from here, we really aren't going to know until after the 5A final about this game. Was it Starkville playing as poorly as we think, or was it Wayne County flexing their muscle? We won't know until we see Wayne County go up against Callaway.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things that you can really look at it either way. I think both sides will look at it differently. But when it comes down to it, at this point in the season, and and getting in the big house, only one thing counts. One thing counts. That's the score on the scoreboard. And whether it's 1 point or it's 21 points, it doesn't matter. You just want to survive in advance.
Almost 2 minutes, almost out of the 2-minute mark remaining. Woodson pushing ahead. Wayne County would love to just play an elaborate game of keep away. They'd love to provide a few more highlights, but they don't want to do anything silly to get an injury late. Woodson and Worsham. Worsham fouled by Childs, and that will put Worsham back at the line. So Ware picks up his second personal foul. So Worsham at the line. Settles in, and the lefty releases and puts it in.
You can almost tell that the Wayne County crowd is really not, they're really not impressed at all. All they want to see is a state championship. They're just here just like it's a regular day, and this is what we're supposed to be doing. They're not excited at all, and it's shocking to me, but they're expecting their team to win another title.
Now, talking to their head trainer, Jason Sehan, before the ball game, he said, hey, we might go home tonight, he said, but we're not going to go home because that team's not extremely talented. And you got to go out and beat Wayne County. They're not going to hand it to you.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Top of the circle, here's Brand, right wing, Childs, and a push by the War Eagles with 1:42 left.
They thoroughly frustrated Gavin Ware down on the block. He's visibly frustrated, and I think that's what you got to do to him. You got to put a body on him. You got to almost treat him like Shaq. You got to put a body on him. You got to foul him when you foul him, and you got to do the things that you have to do to keep him from getting easy baskets. 24
points, 14 rebounds for Gator Worsham. His team is up by 20. He's got almost as many points as Starkville has tonight, as the front end of the 1-and-1 is missed, and the rebound ricocheted off the leg of Woodson by Starkville. Starkville retained possession. Good job that time by Gandy.
Yeah, Gandy's still hustling out there. I really like how he's playing. I think he has another year to come back and play. And young man can really shoot the basketball. Didn't get a chance to knock some shots down today, but you really believe that you'll hear from Starkville again. They will be back.
Slater checks into the ball game. More subs as well for Wayne County. Ware in traffic over a triple team, hooks it in. Ware's got a couple of more. Ware's in double figures, but it's been a quiet night for Ware.
I'll tell you what, State could use him right now. He looks real good down there on the block.
As we are under 1:40 to go, that was the first basket this quarter by Starkville. That tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, that's really a tough stat there.
48-30, minute 12 left, and a 30-second timeout. Wayne County going to bring in more substitutions. So the Wayne County fans, the only ones really left. Starkville is cleared out of the house here tonight. And a lot of the fans that were the casual spectators that were building up for this Dandy Dozen showdown of Worsham and Woodson against Ware and Mobley, it just never came to fruition tonight. Wayne County just dominant.
I think Woodson crunk up half the cars in the building with that last dunk. I think he ended the game on that one. It was pretty much over after that.
Pass comes in. Slater goes back to McDonald. He'll back it out. Right side on a bounce. Smith. Into the right corner, Woodson. Back out to McDonald. Left side, here's Worsham. 24-14. Heading to Arkansas State. The Sun Belt Conference has got him a good one coming in.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Really good player. He's only going to get better with coaches like John Brady and Richard Williams. Two guys that have been to the NCAA tournament. Both have, I think, been to the Final Four. Really good team.
Another jam that time by Avery Woodson. He's got a couple more. It's been a double-digit effort tonight here for him. 50-30.
Wow, 30 points for Starkville. That's really amazing. Credit Wayne County with great defense today.
Ware to the rim, missing. Worsham's got it. He's got to get it across half court. Will the officials even count it off? We'll see. War Eagles do. McDonald backs it out. War Eagles going to hold on to it for the final 2 seconds. And Wayne County will try to repeat. On Saturday afternoon, they'll take on the Callaway Chargers. Wayne County makes a sleeper out of it at the end. 50-30 win. The number one team in the state of Mississippi runs their winning streak to 28 games, moves to 33-1 on the season. And so Wayne County will look for the repeat on Saturday against Callaway. And Callaway, of course, going to bring in Malik Newman, and many think is the top freshman in the country. Yellow Jackets in their season with back-to-back losses and finish at 26-5 on this season. As we give it to you now, what's your final thoughts?
Well, dominating performance by Wayne County. I think they set themselves up for a great showdown against Callaway, and that should be probably the best game of the tournament coming down to Callaway. So we're looking forward to seeing that one.
Great work by our crew back in the truck. Our Class 5A boys semifinal is final. Wayne County 50, Starkville 30 for David Sanders, as well as Mark of the crew back in the truck. I'm Josh West. Until tomorrow with the 6A bracket, I'm Josh West saying so long. You've been watching the MHSAA Network.